A little birdie told me that you were looking for a new microphone, and he's right here. What's that, little birdie? Oh, you have one for us? Wow, look at that. Let's see what's inside. This is the Tonor TD510. It's a USB XLR dynamic microphone. It's kind of the new style a lot of places are going with now. They're doing a dual mode where you can have USB-C or dynamic. We're gonna test everything about this. I haven't opened this yet, so this is first impressions. I did look at the Amazon listing, but this thing's actually not too expensive, and it's got a nice style from what I can tell. Wow. Immediately and greeted with a very beautiful gold accent. High quality metal here, all metal casing, and it has, looks like a volume input and decrease in there, and a mute button. I'm gonna guess these don't work when connected to XLR. That's typically how these work actually, so don't be quite concerned about that. It's meant to be hooked up kind of like this style right here. So let's put that aside for now. Let's see what else comes in the box. Oh, you don't see this actually quite often. They do give you an XLR cable, probably pretty cheap, but it's actually very decent and thoughtful to come up with these. It's actually a decent length too. I would think they'd give you a tiny one that wouldn't really do much, but yeah, decent length. I could use this. And it also comes with your USB-C cable as well, so nice. USB-C to USB-A, so perfect. And we're gonna test this with mobile devices as well, so stay tuned. We're gonna test all the features of this, and we're gonna see how this sounds.
1 week later.
So it's been about a week now, and we finally got to test this out. We spent some time talking to friends about it. I'm recording on it for the rest of this video just for fun, but I want to talk to you about my thoughts about this microphone overall. Let's talk about the things I liked and the things I didn't like. For one, what everyone cares about, the sound is really good. It has a full body to it, almost like it's hitting all the ranges and you don't have to worry too much about mixing. I have it mixed right now when I'm talking to you, but in the sound test later on, you'll be able to hear the overall sound quality compared to these other microphones I have in front of me without any mixers on. Anyway, it has a very flat sound, so that means it's not going too low, too high. It's just right in the middle, exactly where it needs to be. The noise suppression is superb. I had it sitting on my desk. I walked away to the other room, started talking to myself. It couldn't pick up any word of it. At least the people online couldn't hear it, but the microphone, if you of course put some headphones on and listen really closely, maybe you could hear it, but overall, it did a pretty good job. Having no actual mixing or compression to keep the noise out of this room away, you can't hear anything. There's a caveat to that though. The noise suppression is great with the XLR connection. It's not as good with the USB-C connection, but as long as you're buying this for your XLR, I think this is a great pick. I don't think there's a loss in quality overall. The only thing you're missing out is that active noise cancellation, but the quality overall is so good just with this microphone in XLR form and USB-C form. But again, you're gonna lose a little bit of quality in USB-C mode. The boom arm connection that actually holds it together is very finicky. It can loosen when you bump it, but you just tighten it back up and it stays stiff, but it can loosen very quickly and easily. That's not a huge negative thing, but it's just one thing to note. The other thing I didn't like about this microphone is the XLR cable. Now the XLR cable it's stuck. The XLR cable isn't horrible. It's the cheapest you can get, but it doesn't feel secure. I did try to run phantom power through it with my other microphone that uses phantom power. It didn't work. It was crunchy, it was noisy, it had a really bad, some really bad problems. And connecting this to my box as well, my interface, it didn't feel as secure and snug in there. It did crackle quite a bit. I think that if they're gonna include a cable like this that kind of could ruin the quality of your microphone, don't do it. Tonor, just take them out. Put something else cool in there. I don't know, maybe a pop filter for people recording voiceovers. So I always recommend getting an aftermarket XLR cable separately because cables do matter as far as clarity and the quality overall, how that's going to transfer to your interface. Overall though, this microphone is really good. I'm a big fan of the colors, the look, the overall sound and feel. It almost has a podcast form of quality to it. I'd say the Fifines are more versatile. This sounds like a podcast microphone. Fifine has a very unique taste and sound to that. Tonor kind of changes their sound profile almost every microphone they make. And so far, this is probably their best one. Sometimes they're a little crunchy or on the high end, but this one's just flat and just right. You can mix and manipulate it how you want based on your sound. We're going to go through a comparison. We're going to compare this Tonor TD510 with the Fifine AM8 and the Fifine AA8, just because you're going to see a difference between USB-C and condenser, and you're going to see the difference between the dynamic of this Fifine and the USB-C, along with the Tonor here, that their newest microphone that's kind of competing with the space. This is the Tonor TD510. This is what it sounds like with no filters, no compression, through the XLR connection, just clean audio by itself. This is the Tonor TD510. This is it with compression, expander, mixer. May not mix it just like me, but this is what it sounds like with all those filters enabled with an XLR connection. This is the Tonor TD510. This is it using a USB-C connection. I do have things turned lower so that it doesn't have any background noise, but I'm going to crank it up to match the other levels. There's no filters, there's no audio compression. This is just it by itself, USB-C. This is the Tonor TD510 using the USB-C connection. This is with mixers, filters, compression, the whole thing. There's a little bit more background noise in this mode, just so you note, but this is the kind of quality you can expect when you're using USB-C only. This is the Fifine AM8, and this is using the XLR connection without any modification to the filters, the compression. This is just it by itself, how it sounds out of the box. This is the Fifine AM8, and this is what it sounds like with compression, with noise expanders, with all sorts of fancy dials and switches to make it sound this good. This is what you're going to sound if you can use OBS to set this up, and you can use it with your audio recordings. This is using the XLR connection. This is the Fifine AM8, and this is using the USB-C connection, no filters, no anything fancy, no compression, just it by itself out of the box. This is the Fifine AM8 with all the compressors, expanders, you name it, all set up really nice using the USB-C connection. This is the kind of quality you can squeeze out of this bad boy when you're recording audio. This is the Fifine A8, and this is just a condenser microphone, but this is the kind of sound quality you can expect out of this using USB-C connection with no filters, no compression, nothing fancy at all. This is the Fifine A8. This is just a condenser microphone, USB-C, but it has all the expanders, compression, and mix built into it right now that I put through OBS. So this is the kind of performance you can squeeze out of this thing. This is me forgetting to test this with the phone. So just so you guys know, this does work with the phone. I also wanted to show you that the microphone mute options right here, the input, the down, and a clip here of the monitoring. So yeah, this should sound pretty good. Let me know what you think. Let me know in the comments down below which microphone was your favorite. I think this might be my microphone for all my videos going forward, but let's do something fun. And I'll post a survey right after this video is uploaded, and you can vote which microphone I should use going forward, the Fifine AM8 or the Tonor TD510. I think you guys might be surprised at how good this thing sounds. These are the top microphones in this price range you can buy right now. Thanks for watching, everybody, and I'll catch you in the next one.